Hi, Katie Johnson here. This is part of a series I'm doing on different ways that you can dress up a project with ribbon, and today we are talking about wide ribbon. Now, the cards I'm going to show you today are based on the specific ribbon that I'm using, but the technique I'm going to show you can use for any wide ribbon. For today's project, I actually embossed the background and I used Stampin' Up's Evergreen embossing folder. This was available in fall of 2020. So not sure when you're watching this, it may or may not still be available, but this is going to be a Christmas card, so I wanted something with that evergreen background. Now, very often we will dress up a project. Oh, and I should tell you that this is part of a ribbon combo pack that was also available in fall of 2020. Very often for a card layout, we will take our card front horizontal like that and use an accent strip of some sort. You can use designer paper, you can use colored cardstock, you can use ribbon. So let's talk about the ribbon for just a moment because I'm going to put a couple of twists on it, literally. So let me cut my ribbon length to start with. Isn't this pretty with this argyle pattern on here? So in terms of a twist, what I want to do is I want this ribbon to be bunched up so that we're not seeing the full width of it the whole way across. A couple of ways to do that. One is to tie a knot with another ribbon. Okay, this is also available in the fall catalog. I'm just going to cut off a little bit of it here. I'm just going to use this to tie a knot, and you'll see what happens when it bunches up. All right, so that's one way to use the wide ribbon. We'll come back and add a sentiment here in just a moment. All right, the second thing that we can do is very often your accent strip of paper will notch the end as a banner. When you've got a wide ribbon like this, you can do the same thing. You can notch it. And when you notch it, very often what we do with papers is we will take our scissors and we'll snip up to a certain point and then go from each corner to make the banner. With a ribbon, the cool thing is you can actually fold the ribbon. You can't do this with paper because you'd have a crease in the paper, but you can do it with the ribbon. And then you notch from the corners in. Now, when you do it this way, you end up with a banner that is symmetrical. All right, this is going to go on my paper right here, and I'm going to adhere it, and then I'm going to trim off the extra. This particular ribbon does have a right and wrong side. You can see how glossy that is, and on the back it's the stitched look. So I do want to use enough adhesive with the ribbon. So now I'm just going to trim off this edge. Right, so there are two ways to use wide ribbon on the front of a card. Now let me put my sentiments on and finish off these two, and then I have one more way to show you. For the sentiments, I'm using the tailored tag punch. I've already stamped my sentiment. I've got a backing piece. I thought this silver foil would look nice with that. And when I have a punch layer itself, there's a little trick to this. I just cut it this way and then come back and put some adhesive on the back. So now the punch has framed itself. And I have two of them here, one for each card, but I wanted to show you how I made that little bit of holly. Now holly has pokey, spiky leaves on it, and we do not have, we being Stampin' Up, does not have a little holly punch, but I do have a maple leaf punch. And so I thought that if I punched this and cut it just right, I could make it look like holly. So I didn't want this extra spiky thing. Just kind of trimmed it up a little bit and added the and added some of the red rhinestones, and people will see what they think they're supposed to see, and people will look at that and call it holly. And for a little piece like that, I like to put it on with a mini glue dot. Well, I think we'll use several on here. All right, there are two ways to use wide ribbon. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to show you one more thing about this embossing folder, because I put my card in horizontally for these two cards. This one I'm going to make vertical, so I'm going to put my card in this way, and that's the beauty of having a embossing folder that is 6 by 6, because you can put your card in either way. So there you go. 3 simple looks that you can do using wide ribbon. Once again, this is a layout that you can get with designer paper or with cardstock, but the ribbon adds a nice shiny look to it. This is part of a series I'm doing on different ways that you can use ribbon. If you haven't seen the others, be sure to check them out on my YouTube channel. Subscribe now if you haven't already. If you're watching this on Facebook, then be sure to click like and follow to make sure that Facebook will give you notifications when future things like this are posted. I'm Katie Johnson, Stamp Lady Katie, and we will talk with you later. Bye.